Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? And hello everyone. Gabe the Izzard here. I am standing here almost on the banks of the Salt River in front of Red Mountain. A majestic beauty, if I say so myself, here in the Tonto Wilderness in Maricopa County. I know that because there is a marker right there that says I'm in Maricopa County. I am going to get down to the Salt River, or as they used to call it in the old language, Rio Salado. Salt River. That's a language lesson for you. Here in the desert, I don't know what all I have in store, but I think it has something to do with the Dutchman. Go ahead, tag along. I'm not gonna lie, after seeing that snake, this banana peel had me shook for a second. I have made my way down to the Granite Reef recreation area, which is a day use area here on the Salt River. They have picnic tables, a nice still area that you can fish and boat. And I have made it to the banks of Rio Salado, Salt River. There are people fishing, so I'm going to try not to bother them too much. The dam to control the river is right over there. And I am here at the banks. The headwaters to Rio Salado, or the Salt River, start in the White Mountains to the east and travel west down through Phoenix to the west side of Phoenix into the Gila River. And this is all with the beautiful Red Mountain in the background. Very peaceful here. You need a day use pass, and I do not have one. I didn't know that you needed one, and I didn't know where you could get one. You have to go to Walgreens to buy one. There's a helicopter right out there. Very nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm on high snake alert after seeing the one earlier. They tend to freak me out a little bit. There's the rental. I'm gonna jump in it in just a second and head towards the Dutchman Highway. I would highly suggest don't use this as a bathroom pit stop. Parked vehicles must display recreation pass. I do not have one, and I got in the car at the right time because the law enforcement officer just made its pass through. So make sure you go to Walgreens and pick up that day use pass for the Tonto recreational area. I hate it, but the snake didn't make it. Driving on the outside of Apache Junction towards the Superstition Mountains. Gold Canyon would be to the south of this road, and I am going to go a little bit to the north to the Dutchman Museum. Well, I made it to the Lost Dutchman Museum here, and it's closed. Super bummer. But it is a beautiful spot right here in the Superstition Mountains. I wish the website would have stated, seeing since today is a Monday. Looks like it would have been a cool place to visit. There's sand that was dropped from Elvis's pocket while filming a movie located here. But I'm behind this fence. I will heed this warning and obey. There is a picnic area that is open, but it does say private property. So maybe it isn't open. If it was open, we could learn about the Theodore Roosevelt Dam, which looks like a very massive structure. We could have learned about Arizona statehood, farms, businessmen, mining, and most of all, we could have learned about the Apache Trail, the mules that carried things, the old road that led to the dam, and the people who mined this area. But instead, I am sitting here looking at the museum on this Billy Goat's Gruff bridge. Here, right at the gate, is a Blue Star Memorial tribute to the armed forces that have defended the United States of America. And down here, they have cacti planted for the Navy, Army, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Space Force. I do want to point out that the snake, I stopped and videoed the snake on my way in to the park, and on my way out is when I saw that it was smashed like the banana peel. My heartfelt sympathies go out to the snake's family. If I was able to go, I would be able to see the Burrowmobile. But I can't. There is a large cauldron with cacti planted in it. I do have to see if this is metal. Wow, that is metal. I guess that's where large vats of oil was boiled to pour onto the peasants as they protested, or maybe some other use. And we are entering Goldfield, established 1893. We'll see what this place has to offer. Still in the footprint of the Superstition Mountain, which is a beautiful mountain range, is this old abandoned gold mining town. Here is another one of the large cauldrons, and no trespassing or loitering from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I will be loitering here for the rest of the time, for some of that time. They have a train. Here's an old train that would run from the mine, bringing lumps of material. I've got to see what this train's about. It's running. Do they do train rides? Huge wheel. And then one of the Indiana Jones type carts, mining carts. Number 2.
Railroad. Learn about goldfield and gold mining that occurred a little over 100 years ago. The first train ideas are beginning in 5 minutes.
This is for amusement, not for big money. Got my ticket for the train ride. Gonna be about a 20-minute ride with information about the mining town and the mining industry. They have a mine tour, which is right over there. We'll see about that. And then they also have zip line adventures, $12 tickets. They do have the world's safest zip line, and I'm assuming that they just bring you back up there and then release you. There's the United States flag with the Arizonan flag. Long before the zipline tour, they had a gravity tram, which you would jump in this bucket and you would basically just coast downhill and then be pulled back up. But it was for work, not amusement. The engineer is on his way to the engine. We're going to be on our way. Universal sound of we're about to go. Pulling out of the station. He said that they saw a rattlesnake this morning. Thanks for riding. And a couple quail, coyote yesterday. So maybe see some wildlife as soon as we get away from the gold mine community of Goldfield. Established 1893 in Arizona Territory.
I'm JB, I'll be your tour guide. First, we'll have a look over there to the east. We have the western side of Superstition Mountain over there across the highway. 5,000 feet above sea level. Geologists agree that that mountain was created when a caldera volcano began erupting 30 million years ago. Now today, Superstition Mountain and Mountain Range are a federal protected wilderness area covering 250 square miles. And I'll point out a few of those for you. First, the tall one. That's a giant saguaro. They only grow in the Sonoran Desert. They live up to 250 years and are between 50 to 100 years old when they begin growing their first arm. And on the left side here we have cholla back there by the tracks, staghorn. And the tall ones here are chain-free cholla, also called the jumping cactus. Flowers and the green bark. They're called the Fountain Hills Palo Verde. And Palo Verde is Spanish for pale green wood. They are members of the conifer tree family, like evergreens, but the leaves are very small. So they store that chlorophyll in the trunk of the tree, turning the bark green. We have some mining equipment set up here by the track. A head frame, a bucket, and a winch, and the different size ore carts that you would see around the main shaft of the mine. Produces beans that can be ground into flour and used for baking. And that wood is great for barbecuing and smoke flavoring a variety of foods. The second tree was a silver bark. Inside the fence there a few yards is a desert ironwood. They only grow in the Sonoran Desert, and they're a favorite of the wood carvers here in the Southwest. And at the bottom of the hill there, we have a gold mine, the old Wonks. Now, it's been owned by the same family since 1983. It was a couple of years later they did get lucky. They managed to get $500,000 worth of gold out of the trench at the bottom of that hill. And a few yards down the hill, this part of Arizona had a little over 7,600 feet above sea level. During the winter, we'll see snow on it, usually 2 or 3 times. Another amazing feature about it is up there on this side. Between peak number 3 and 4 at 7,200 feet. The entrance to North America's only commercially owned and operating amethyst mine. Shaft is 1,058 feet to the bottom. They happened to be out here hunting. He got a couple 100 yards back upstream in the vicinity of the Mammoth Gold Mine sitting back there in that wash. And he came across the vein of gold partially exposed from flash flooding. And that discovery was the one that got the mining town of Goldfield growing here in the valley. A few days after he found that vein, a couple of local newspaper headlines stated it didn't take very long for the population of Goldfield to exceed those 2 towns. 30 businesses and around 40 buildings. There were an estimated 1,500. There were a dozen gold mines operating out here then, and 3 of them, the Black Queen, the Bulldog, and the Mammoth, were $100,000 worth. Not bad return on that $20,000 investment. Other gold mines here in the valley, now we mention it because a few folks around here believe that was the Lost Dutchman gold mine. There's a similarity between the two. And it was the second largest gold producer here in the valley, with around $900,000 worth of gold taken out of it during the 18th United States Postal Service officially made it a ghost town when it deactivated post office out here in November 1898. And put it in to the richest.
Well, that was a pretty cool little informational tour around this area. Took about 15 minutes or so. I think it was $12. It was cool. Very informative. Now I'm going to inquire about this mine tour. Palo Verde tree. A conifer, as the man stated. It's a place for field trips, which is pretty neat. Lots of old, rusty metal. Do you really think there's explosives in there? I gotta go so bad. But it's occupied. Lots of stuff to look at. And there's no charge to walk in here. I just walked right in. You can look around and do everything that you want at your own leisure. And that's where I'm going. Along with the mine tour, they have the Mystery Shack, which that is a mystery. I have no idea what it even means. Here's what would be over a mine shaft. And then there's this house that looks like a brothel. I wonder if they tell the little kids about the brothel on the field trip. Trust me, I won't. Well, I got my ticket to the gold mine. And there's the entrance. And I will be heading down in about 7 minutes. Ye old tool shed. A forge. Have that cooking. And the heat going up the pipe. Inside the gold panning prospector's palace, they actually sell you bags of pay dirt that you can mine right there in the building, and they put the gold in there. So depending on the amount that you pay per bag is the amount of gold or gemstones that you will find in the bag. They had them from $10 up to $150. But you would be guaranteed to get some sort of gold, but you have to find it. Here's the old town. Just gonna get a brief look at it before I go down in the mine. This has hot sauce, salsa, fetishes. This really reminds me of Silver Dollar City. Of course, I've never been to Silver Dollar City. It reminds me of Dollywood or Silver Dollar City, whichever. Ah, this is clever. For you smokers, you can put your butts in the bedpan. There's a classic gas stove. That's a gigantic hook.
If you're videoing, there are no videos allowed in mine.
Okay. All right, so this is the part in the tour where I started down this shaft. We went down, gave information about shaft mining life. Although the mine was not actually a mine, it was just a facade. It made us think that we were in a real mine. Just came out of the mine tour. No video. I took a picture. I put those in. It dumped me out right here at a graveyard. And I don't know if this is a real graveyard, but it looks like one. So on the mine tour, they did say that the army came in and accidentally burned down the actual town in 1942, and this was purchased in I believe 1982, and scavenged all types of old parts and relics and built the town back. So that's what this is about. They offer trail rides, and it has a live reptile exhibit. Reptile exhibit is closed. That's good. I hate snakes. But I do feel bad for that one flat one. I'm just gonna call him Old Banana Peel. Head up here to the church. I was right, this was a bordello. Lulu's Bordello, to be exact. Every town needs a church. There's the Cowboy Commandments. It does look like they might have services in here from time to time. Donation box. And they have a eagle eye shooting gallery for the youngsters right here behind the church. Gallows with no ropes. So I haven't heard anything about the Dutchman or his lost treasure, but I did go to the bakery, the coffee cantina, and I picked up a little treasure of my own, a chocolate chip cookie. Buenos dias, señora. Tú es muy bonita y muerta. Crazy filled gift shop. Everything that you want, packed into one place, including Mexican Cokes. I've never played it, but there's a game of Tiddlywinks, and you can get feet for your fingers.
Fish. But I want a quarter pound of it cut in 5 pieces, and then another quarter pound just left in the chunk.
Well, we
Had a bite of the prickly pear fudge. It was really good, but I didn't buy any because I don't need a quarter pound of fudge. Even though it's only $5 a pound, I don't need that. I did get a cup of coffee. There's ice cream, hot dogs, hamburgers right up there, which I'm passing on. But he did say something about gelato 30 miles down the road. So I may or may not go get some gelato. I'm gonna have to look it up. So I'm saying goodbye to the ghost town, mining town, tourist attraction. On to the next. Stop! Really can't get enough of these Superstition Mountains. Very beautiful. Okay, so it was only a 12-mile drive, but it was 25 miles an hour of twisty, turny, mountainous roads. It did take me just a little over 30 minutes to get there, but it was a good place to go to. This is some very twisty, turny roads, but man, the scenery is incredible. There's some of those green tinted rocks that I saw at a Bartlett Reservoir. That's on another video of mine. We're out here in no man's land. Well, except that there's a car from Oregon in front of me. How could I not stop here at Canyon Lake Vista? The wind is blowing extremely hard. There is the lake right down there, and there's boats. And I'm at an information booth, and it's very simple. That is a fish. There it is. So it started right around here at the gold mine, and I've traveled up, and now I am here, and I'm going to Tortilla Flat. That's Tortilla Creek. And there's the shot right there. Made it to Tonto Flat, and it's basically a tourist destination in the middle of all of these mountains. Came for the world famous gelato. Stayed for the hanging. Got myself a scoop of prickly pear gelato and a Tortilla Flat sticker. Now to see what this tastes like. Prickly pear. Pretty tasty. Can't quite place it. Maybe because it's prickly pear. While walking by all these relics of the past, I noticed there's a museum right down here in this little red building. Probably one of the smallest museums I've ever seen. First Tortilla Flat school was here, September 23rd, 1932. Maybe that's it. It's a coffin by the school. It is a self-service museum, and there are all types of informational plaques in this one room schoolhouse. But what's got me is this. If you were learning more in the Tortilla Museum you ever did in school, go ahead and pull the rope and ring the school bell. Or chime the spoons. Well, gelato was pretty okay. I've had better. I don't know why it's world famous, but it's cool to stop here at Tortilla Flat. They have a restaurant. I didn't go into it. The gift store has gift store items, and I'm heading back over the hill, back towards Phoenix. I'm a long way from Phoenix. I didn't realize how much I was going to actually drive out, but I couldn't stop myself. So now I'm turning around and heading back up and over. Okay, a couple things. Isn't this beautiful? Calm, clear water. But this one lane bridge with little unnerving. I'm at Weaver's Needle Vista. There's a path. I'm gonna follow it. If someone were to want to dispose of a body, this would be the place to do it. Actually, it kind of smells a little bit like decomposition. And there were lots of flies. I'm reaching the end of the paved sidewalk. There is quite a bit of wild scat. And here it is. And there's the Vista. Or this is the Vista here. That's Weaver's Needle in the distance. I don't know if you can hear the flies that are flying around here. I'm telling you, someone or something could be out here. Dung. And after seeing that snake, and then the train conductor, engineer, telling me that they saw a rattlesnake earlier today, I am on full snake alert. I tell you what, place. Just outside of Apache Junction. Just about an hour's drive from downtown Phoenix to Tortilla Flat. I'm not in Tortilla Flat now, but I'm on my way back. This is probably going to be it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I really do. Especially if you've made it this far. If you're around the Phoenix area and you know of something to go look at, let me know. I'm in this part of the world semi-often, so give me some ideas of where to go. I'm going to be doing a major road trip at the end of September and into October. More news on that as it gets closer, but that's going to be an undertaking. Big boulders. As perspective, that's Superstition Mountain right there. Hey. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Later.